Flapping your gums with Vinny and Hessey. Yeah!
All right. What's up, guys? We are back. Flapping your gums. This is Hessey, and that's
Vinny. What's
Vinny.
up?
I didn't get him this time. I don't want to mix it up, but so we got it. So, shooting a podcast today. It is Saturday, the 13th, and
Nobody cares.
enjoying the game. I care about that. What today is wild card
playoff weekend.
Sorry, Browns
Jeez,
fans,
man.
but you guys are getting your little peepees smacked around.
Dude, for like the first 8 minutes of the first quarter, it was like, okay, all right, who's gonna come out on top? And then I thought, okay, the Browns, here they come. You know, they got a lead. I mean, it was a three. What they have a field goal, and then the Browns came back and answered with a touchdown. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be a good game. And then it was like, I'm on TikTok. I'm like, this game's not even worth watching at this point.
That's where I was like, hey, let's shoot a podcast. Tasha's like, hand me the remote. So I was getting stuff ready. I run in there, and she already switched it off. She's like, she's watching. She's watching Wadapalooza because that's going on in Miami right now.
Oh, okay.
CrossFit comp, Wadapalooza, and Aaliyah from our gym is competing in the elite.
Oh, nice,
so,
nice.
Shout out, Aaliyah. Good luck. Keep it up. You're killing it. We've been watching you.
It's got to be nice and warm.
Raining a little bit, but yeah.
Still warmer than here.
Not today.
I'm pretty sure
for
warmer
sure.
than your place.
Yeah, for sure. But
I
she's
know
doing
you
good.
guys had like a foot of snow the other day, and we got like a half inch.
We did get a foot of snow. But Aaliyah, she's going to be on here. So heads up on that.
Well, good.
For a podcast. So I'm
Hopefully
excited.
she's got a medal. She can bring a medal with her.
Yeah, bring on that win, girl. We do have. I talked to Jim Sailing. He's going to come on.
Yes.
And then another buddy, John, who's got quite a story for his life, and and then also Lee. So I got 3 in the works. Of course, we'll bring on the CrossFit Cowboy, Sean Sweeney. But
Sean Sweeney.
I'm kind of keeping him for reserve because these guys, the other guys, I'm kind of have to schedule it out with and get it lined up for them, especially like Jim Sailing because he's trapping and stuff right now and he's full on.
We could always have Sweeney on more than once.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
one time.
Once we start rolling through with guests, then like we can bring him on, like in betweeners and stuff, because he lives right here and he's got a pretty open schedule. He tries to say he's busy, but he ain't.
He's taking a nap probably right now.
Yeah, because he don't watch. So when he comes on, it ain't gonna be no football talk because he don't even know.
See, if we had little Kev on here, it'd be the same way. Little Kev doesn't watch football anymore.
We can bring him on if you want. I told brother Kevin if everything pans out the way he's talking, we might get him on in studio. So that'd be sweet.
In studio, Fallon, Nevada.
Oh yeah, live. Yeah, it'd be cool. So yeah, I want to talk about sorry Browns, you guys are playing like booty. I thought Flacco, I was hoping he'd come out and throw the rookie what it's about.
Right?
I think the last time he played football, they said the rookie Stroud was 13 years old. Is the last time Flacco played.
The last time he hasn't been out that long. Well, you mean like he's been sitting on the bench, hasn't he? He's only been out for 1 year, I thought, hasn't he?
No, he's been out. He ain't even played. He was sitting on his couch when they called him.
Right, in November, I heard that, but how long has he been out?
That's what Tasha told me. They said Stroud was 13 years old last time Flacco played football.
What the heck?
I mean, yeah. It's been more years than you think, and Stroud is super young, so there's that. Oh yeah. But I mean, hey, I don't know. That's like I said, we're all about facts here, whether or not they're real. I mean, who knows?
I'm trying to look it up. I can't. It's not coming up. I just put in I googled motto, how long was Flacco out of football, and it's like Flacco was born in January of 1985, and I'm like, that's not the question.
So, yeah, he's been a long time,
dude. So what's the deal? I
So I'm
got
just saying.
nothing here.
Yeah, see, so whatever. We're all about facts, whether
Fine,
they're
whatever.
real or not.
Nobody
Who
cares.
knows?
He's gonna lose,
Comment
and they're
in.
gonna be out, and then they're just gonna sit him on the couch
And,
again.
well, unless we're sitting out here doing a podcast, it's like witching hour, and all of a sudden he comes back and they win.
Dude, it's a possibility. I mean, they still have a whole quarter left. I mean, they got to score 20 points to catch up, but you know, it could happen.
I mean, hey, Texas did it.
I know.
Texas scored all them points. You could too.
And that rookie,
But
dude,
anyways.
Stroud's, he's keeping his composure though. He's doing good.
Well, they're not getting to him. Their defense sucks. Number one defense in the NFL, and they're blowing it.
That's what I figured needed to happen. You need to get him.
They need to
rush
start
him.
putting him on his butt a few times, but no, he's just throwing.
What about the calls? What about the call? You and I talked. I mean, we texted about it while we were watching. It was like the dude. I saw it. You saw it. Everybody saw it. It was a complete tackle before the ball got there. No call.
Yeah, clearly it was
and then,
hit well before.
Then on the other side, the Browns kind of.
The other guy touches his shoulder.
He holds his shoulder
like,
pad.
"Ugh."
He hangs onto his shirt sleeve, and it's like, whoop, flag.
Oh yeah.
I mean, dude.
Yeah, it was bunk.
I do not like how much this year. I didn't really notice it last year. I didn't watch it too much. I mean, you and I did the, I send you stuff and you give me my numbers and whatever, my tickets, and
Parlays.
it was really hard that I didn't watch it so much. But I feel like this year there's a lot of games riding on calls, like just calls after calls, and I don't know if it's because the media's bringing it up more, or if it's actually more prominent.
We're just watching more, or we're
Maybe.
paying more attention because we do
Paying
have
more
money
attention,
on it.
or it is. But we did last year too, and I didn't notice
Yeah.
a lot of the.
I don't know. It's tough to say. I think what it's also if it comes down to, if it comes down to you losing from a call, then you didn't play your best game for sure. You know what I mean?
True.
Like.
Yeah, I mean that
because
one
it came
call,
down
and
to
they've
one
already
pass
scored 3
interference or
touchdowns
one.
past. Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like, did that one call change the momentum of it? Possibly, but it was before half. You're back out after half, so get your asses.
Yeah,
You're
don't be a little
professionals.
bitch.
Let's go.
Suck it up and go play.
Yeah, you're a professional.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Exactly.
All right, moving
Yeah.
on, dude. I got this little saying I heard. Have you ever heard? Can't be in the same, or what does it say? You can't be in the river. You can't be in the same river twice. You ever heard that?
No, never heard that.
No. Dude, it was like interesting to me because I was
What
like,
does it
what's that
mean?
Like I can go get in the river because they're saying the water flowing by.
Well, okay.
So you're
okay.
never in the same water. So you're never
Okay.
in the same river water, or it's never in the same river water twice, or whatever they call it. Oh, we get one. Oh man, this Vinny's home projects, this DIY.
Sorry, it was
This
bugging the
is-
crap
so for those
out of
for
me.
you for
I can
those
see it.
watching, those not watching, some blue tape just fell down off the ceiling, but don't worry about that.
But yeah, so
It
I mean,
happens.
I get it. I mean, that does make sense. You're never in the same water twice, but you can be in the
Yeah.
same river twice.
But I
I
guess,
mean-
well, maybe the saying was never in the same water, never in the same river water twice. Maybe that's what it was.
But that does make
I
sense.
probably messed
mean,
it
I
up.
get that.
Yeah.
I mean, the river
Yeah.
water I get in tomorrow could go to. Doesn't it make it? Where would it make it to? Will it make it to
Well, it's
the
already
ocean
been
by some?
passed.
Does everything in the
No.
rivers go to the oceans at some point?
No.
No. Where does it go?
No. Well,
Lakes?
it's going to lakes.
I guess it could go lakes.
Yeah, reservoirs and lakes.
Don't
And
worry,
when
I'm
you're
just a
inland-
dumb Utah boy. I don't know. Goes to a
When you're
lake.
inland, yeah, when you're inland, you don't, it's not going to make it out there.
So any of the cities or states that are bordering the ocean, their rivers go to. Not all theirs. I guess
There's
they
probably
go to.
not all of them, but
Like
there's probably
Tahoe
certain
doesn't go to
channels.
the river, right? I mean, Tahoe doesn't go to the ocean, is what I meant to say. Sorry.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Whatever.
think there's probably some outer skirting or states that are on the ocean that there's probably multiple rivers that don't go to the ocean.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
If they're inland. There's some
Maybe
that
they
go
should-
out, There's some that are letting
Maybe-
out. Like when we went to Jamaica, we went down that big waterfall and all that stuff, and it just waterfalled right out into the ocean. So it's fresh water running down from inland, and then water falls out right into the ocean.
How many years do you think it would take before the ocean's not salt water anymore?
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Why? The glaciers are not salt glaciers, are they? All the water that comes from snow, that's not salty. Why is the ocean salty?
Well, because I don't know why it's salty. I guess God made it. God made it salty too. Because the things that live in it, grow, and do it have to be in salt water. But that's what I mean. That's where it comes into play when you think that it's just like when people say like, oh, it's how it happened. Like, you know, the Big Bang Theory. Like how did an explosion keep every single planet and everything perfectly away from the sun, or close to the sun, or further away from the sun by mere feet?
Gravity.
And for everything to work like it's supposed to.
I don't know.
Well, the Big Bang is something exploded.
Right.
And then it placed all these in a perfect spot. You know what I mean? Well, it just doesn't make any sense. So like, so God made the ocean to have salt and to keep, and so those animals and the coral and the stuff that lives in there is salt. Now, do you have your glaciers aren't near as much ocean?
I understand percentage-wise.
So it's never gonna wash it out. You know what I mean?
So why is the Great Salt Lake salt? Just because of what's underneath it? Because it's salty earth?
The ground. Yeah. Earth. It's just like when you have like out here we have water out in the flats. They're like alkali water.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like soda water. Basically.
Sorry, random question. Sorry.
There's nothing that lives in this stuff like Soda Lake and stuff. They call it Soda Lake because of the mineral that's in it.
So I wonder if you could put saltwater fish and stuff like that in the Great Salt Lake, or is it? I think it's too salty.
That's too much.
It's too salty, right?
That is
then they also have salt over in Europe. I think they have a salt even in, I think it's the ocean part, but it's so salty, like you can lay in it and just stay buoyant because it's so salty. And that's probably because of, I don't know where it's at,
like
but I've
heard
that.
Or something where the salt builds up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right.
You can float better in the ocean because it's salty. I mean, there's a flat out here that hucks salt.
I don't float.
Dude, huck salt in right here, right by Sand Mountain. It's right across from Sand Mountain. You drive past it every time you come out here.
Yeah.
They pull salt off the earth every time it floods. It's like in a flood zone, low zone.
Okay.
And it gets water, dries out, and they go with machines and scrape it all off, and it's salt. They use it, huck salt. We use it we used hundreds of pounds of it Thursday because of the snow.
So can that salt be eaten, or is it just for like snow removal, like
it's
or
just,
whatever?
I mean, they use it for. They have two types. I don't know. They may have more types. The two types we get are for the salt melt. You know, snow melt or ice melt they call it, and then the other is for water softeners. So you can drink because it's going through a water softener, so it's treating your water.
It's true.
It's just salt. I mean, it's just salt.
Because we have Redmond salt. Like we have Redmond salt. They mine it out of the mountain.
So they're taking it out of the mountain, out of the ground, right? So this is just basically the water, like when it floods out there during the winter seasons and wet season, brings that stuff to the surface, you know, and then they go and farm it off, however they do it with whatever machinery, and then process it, and it's like chunks, and you get it in 40, 50-pound bags.
I think it's amazing how people have figured out how to so I mean, like, you have your copper, you have your salt, you have your iron, you have all that stuff. They take everything out of the dirt, basically, you know what I mean? And they figured out how to separate. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just fascinating on how people decide what to take out and what not to. I mean, we have a plant here in Sigurd, and they have, it's called, I don't remember, something dirt, but they basically claim it's dinosaur dirt.
Joe?
Say that again.
Is it Joe?
Joel?
Joe.
Joe? Joe?
Yeah.
No, it's not Joe Dirt. I'm like, dude.
Everybody listening's going, Joe Dirt, bro.
Sorry, I'm a little slow today. But yeah, so they have this.
Drinking.
They have dirt, and then they box it and they ship it. Like we pick it up. Like we go and we pick up boxes of dirt. They call it. They claim it's like dinosaur dirt. I don't know if they're digging deep. I don't know why it's that way, but it's stuff that they claim that you can put in water. You drink it, you eat it. Redmond Minerals, the same thing. They do Redmond salt. Like it's kind of a red salt. But Redmond Minerals also has some kind of clay, like a Redmond clay, that's supposed to be good. Like they make a paste. Like you can take the dirt, mix it with water. Like if you have a big burn, like a 3-degree burn, 2-degree burn, whatever, they make a paste out of this, Redmond clay that you put on your burns, and it helps like 100%.
I don't think you're putting it on a 3rd-degree burn.
Well, I don't know what degree. I mean, we're all about facts. Remember, we're all about facts. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm covering that one. The 3rd-degree burn is like you have to get skin grafts.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to put dirt
2nd-degree burn then. Fine.
Yeah, you don't want to. That's when they have to brush it out.
Firefighter, EMT.
When they have to brush it out. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Sean's all about facts checks today. Jeez.
Well, I'm just saying, like we don't want to throw that out there. Just put some red dirt in the 3rd-degree burn. You might need to go to the hospital.
I mean, we can check it out. Like, I'm sorry. Definitely go to the hospital. But
yeah.
So they have like certain stuff that they feel like the minerals and stuff like that help. There's even stuff that they make that you put in drinks and you drink it, and it's supposed to help your immune system and your digestive system, stuff like that. But I mean, it's crazy how people find out. Like to me, it's just they find out minerals are helpful. I mean.
Hopefully they have some science backing that.
I would imagine they do, but just like marijuana, they've come so far with marijuana, finding out how much it helps people with like epilepsy and seizures and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like CBD is huge in like joints and muscle aches, and it's a lot better. I feel like when you're looking at something that grows from the earth, and then they extract it and use it, it's probably better than something that's pharmaceutically made.
Oh, of course.
Out of
chemically made,
whatever kind. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've had a cold for the last week. We came back from Mexico on Saturday. I started getting.
HIV.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't HIV. It could have been
AIDS, Steve.
It could have been COVID-23 or whatever, something like that.
You need 27 booster shots to get rid of that.
But I mean, I've taken some Sudafed, I've taken Mucinex. The one day I did do Dayquil, and that made me feel weird. But I've been doing the sauna in the morning.
Yeah.
I've had the body aches, I've had the sinus pressure and stuff like that in the mornings. But I go hit that sauna for 20 minutes. We got the sauna up to 143 degrees, 142 degrees every day for 4 days, and that will carry me for 6-8 hours. Like I don't need medication, I don't need anything.
Yeah, just your body naturally pushing out the toxins.
But I feel like 2 days ago I did the sauna, and I had hit the medication pretty hard, the over-the-counter drugs, and that morning
self-medicating,
dude. That sauna wrecked me. Like I felt like that stuff was purging my body. Like I wasn't doing well. And I've done the sauna for I don't even know how long we've done it for now, but that day I really struggled in that sauna.
So when that makes it so when I get sick, like or I start to feel something coming on,
right,
I'll do the same. Like before I got a sauna, I would take, and I still do it now because I'm not going to sit in the sauna for 8 hours. But I run a little hot-blooded, I feel like it anyways, and so
yes, you do.
So I don't sleep with anything on except for like a sheet, and I'll open my window and have the fan on. Like the other morning, it was like 6 degrees outside, and I think it was 53 degrees in my bedroom.
Okay.
But you do sleep. That is like you do sleep better when it's cooler, like when it's cooler in your room. But in the fact of what you're saying, like the warm, I'll take in, I'll put on like my joggers, and I have this white shirt that's like a hooded shirt, long sleeve, hooded, and I'll throw that thing on and put the sheet and the bedspread on, and just I'll smash down some Gatorade, and I'll have a cup of water next to me, and I'll just I'll lay in bed and just sweat it out.
Right.
And I'll go wrapped up, like normal. I've showered, wrap myself up, crawl into bed. Tasha will be like, she'll just like, we'll be in the kitchen. She'll be like, God, you look like crap. I'm like, thanks, babe. Like, I feel like it too. And so, or like Alexa won't even know, and she'll come in and I'll be wrapped up, and she'll be like, oh man, dad's not feeling good because I'm bundled.
Right.
I got my stuff on.
Right.
And so I'll crawl into bed, dude, and just sit in there and just cook it up. Tasha will just be like, I can't even be next to you.
Right.
It's just radiating out heat. And dude, I'll wake up in the morning and she's like, I don't even know how you do it. And I'm like you said, you doing that hot tub stuff. Now, when you were sauna in it, sorry, not hot tub, without medication, look how much better you felt for hours after than
Right.
you did while taking it. So, I mean, there's a time and a place for it. I'm not going to say there's not. Like, if you're running a fever and you need to, like, bring that fever down and take some fever
Right.
reducing stuff, by all means, you should do it. But I think 100%, God gave us an immune system and stuff in our bodies to fight that stuff. So I tend to try to push towards letting my body do it. Like, I'll have stomach aches.
Correct.
And, people are like, oh,
Correct.
you should take Tums. I'm like, my stomach is blasting something for a reason. I don't want to simmer it down with some Tums. Like, I feel
Right.
like I need to let it, like, run its course. You know what I mean? It might be a little uncomfortable or something, but there's a reason the acids in your stomach are boiling up. You know what I mean? They're taking care of something. So,
And
that's how I feel the same
that's
way.
kind of what I was getting at. Like, I understood that night before I went to bed, I took a little bit too much medication. Like, I had done a Sudafed, and I think I did a Mucinex when I went to bed. And then that morning when I got into the sauna, I was like, my body was just like, dude, this is like, it was sweating that out, and it brought it to the
because
surface.
your liver
Oh,
still has
dude.
to process that.
I don't even
And
know
those
if I
are
have a
drugs.
liver right now. Like, it is rough. It was
It's
so,
pickled with
Oh, my
pickled with
gosh.
NyQuil.
like, I don't even know. Like, I felt like, so I was sitting there, and then I felt my sinuses kind of open up. So I stepped out.
Yeah.
I blew my nose, and a couple of people that were in there with us,
It was just NyQuil.
I don't even know, dude. It's been rough.
It
but-
looks just like NyQuil.
Oh no, it
all
was not
colored.
NyQuil. But they were like, I wasn't sure if you were coming back in. Like, you looked so bad when you left, and I'm like, I blew my nose. I was like, quote unquote,
Yeah,
like,
thanks a
well,
lot.
I was just blowing my nose. But I took that. It
Yeah.
gave me a little bit of a break from that heat, and then I got back in there, and I was in the. So we have like a lower bench and a higher bench. So the higher bench is way hotter than the lower bench. So then I sat on the lower bench and had the person that was on the lower bench. We switched spots, and I finished it out on the bottom, and we got done. And Tyler, that was in there with us, he was like, "Dude, I didn't think you were gonna make it." He's like, "You look like crap." Like, my face, I could feel my face. Like, when you get kind of like, I don't know, gaunt, relaxed, whatever. Like, I could feel my face felt droopy, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna pass
maybe
out.
You're having a stroke.
Close to it.
stroke.
Like, I didn't know if I was gonna pass out or throw up, but. And
What's
he
the other
goes,
thing? Like Mills palsy or something?
it's
Is that where your
a
face goes numb and
Bell's.
sags? Bell's.
It's called
That's what it is.
Bell's palsy, not
Yeah,
male's
I was
palsy.
close. I was close.
But yeah, he's like, dude, you didn't look good while you were sitting. I mean, I don't think there's days that I don't sweat because my water intake the day before is not as good.
Yeah.
But that day, I mean, it was rough. I mean, I think I came out of there looking a little bit like a lobster. Everything was wet. My pants, my underwear, my shirt.
Did you pee?
No,
Maybe
but it
you
looked like
peed.
I probably did. And it was a rough day, but I knew that was because of the medication that I had taken the night before. I could just feel it. I mean, it was coming out. So, but I felt pretty good for the next 6 to 8 hours after that, which was nice. And luckily, I'm only taking like a little bit of cold medicine in the morning. Then I go to work. I mean, I do the sauna, I do the cold medication. I go to work, and I'm pretty good until the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to overdo it, like you said, so that my body can actually fight it, rather than just pounding those Sudafeds and the Mucinex and the Dayquil and NyQuil. Like, I want my body to be able to fight it on its own. So anyway, that's what I got there.
I agree.
I had something on my notes.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
No, we're moving. Hold on, you just went on for like 15 minutes about your.
I'm sorry. Let's
sickness. Go. So, would you use if you were staying at somebody's house, or maybe you'd use soap? Let's ask that question first. Use a bar of soap?
No.
You use body wash.
I use body wash.
Okay. So if you had to,
didn't I do a comedy bit on this body wash and bar soap thing?
Well, let's think. Well, this is where this is the same. I was going to go into it before, but then we kind of went off on it with the river.
Okay.
Thing. So a bar of soap.
Yeah.
Would you use a bar of soap if you were at say you were at your buddy's house and you're like, you were staying there or whatever,
and I didn't bring any body wash and they didn't have any available?
Yeah, just say it just came to it, like all of a sudden you guys were working, doing whatever, and you had to go in and shower because you know, whatever you're staying for, whatever reason, doesn't matter. You're just there showering.
Oh, I'm picturing this in my mind right now.
So would you use it
on a washcloth? Yes.
Okay. Well, because the reason is with that saying of the river thing is the part of that they came up was soap. You're basically not using the same soap twice.
Unless you're using a bar.
Twice. No. Think about it.
Because after you wash your ass with that bar of soap, then I'm putting that bar of soap on my body.
Wait. So do you think that layer is still there? Like the water's hitting it and washing that soap off. Like every time water's on
if you rinse it off. Do you rinse off your bar soap?
I don't know. Well, I'm just saying. I don't know. Would you use
it?
I mean, maybe if there was like a pube or something on there, it might throw you off a little bit. But got a curly on it or something. Because then I'd be like, ooh. But I just
wouldn't touch it. I don't know. If it had a pube on it, it would just sit there. No.
What if you just took and rinsed off?
No.
What if you just took and rinsed a layer of soap off? Now it's a new bar of soap.
Okay, maybe.
I don't know. Think about it.
I don't know, dude. It's got your pube on it. I mean,
but you just let the water rinse it off, and then rinse. Say even if I didn't rinse it off when I was done, you could rinse it off before you used it.
I could.
You know what I mean?
And you're my brother, so I think that would be fine. But if it was,
I mean, you're not going to get this all shorn, so you ain't getting no pubes on it. But I'm saying if you were somewhere else, okay, just think about that though. You could rinse it off, and it's a new bar of soap.
So that's one of my comedy bits.
Okay, and then my next one, leading into that, reusing a condom. Have you ever heard of people reusing a condom?
No, I never heard of that.
In a pinch?
No.
Oh, it's a lot, dude. I don't know why I started. Dude, I started with the soap thing.
Where did this come from?
Dude, I remember. So the soap thing got me thinking about it. I don't know, this is terrible. I remember. It had to be. No, it doesn't go that. Direction. But I remember when. I want to say I was just out of high school. I don't think I was in
17 years old.
And
I had one condom, 2 girls.
Sorry. That wouldn't work because you wouldn't have to share it. I'm saying for 2 dudes.
Whoa.
There was something that came up. Sharing it with another.
No.
Like, all right, I'm done here. Rinse it out, turn it inside out.
Rinse it out?
Because if you turn it inside out,
then your cum is on the outside and you're putting it in the next girl.
No, you rinse it out, switch it out.
Oh my gosh.
Switch it, reverse it.
I don't even.
Your wieners haven't touched.
No.
I don't know. So, anyways, okay, good. I was just.
Condoms a one-time use. One time and gone.
Just check. All right. I had just thrown out there with the bar of soap. I was just like, that came down to it. So I was like, oh man.
Bar soap is
yeah.
completely different. That's antibacterial.
All right.
That's
Just
soap.
check. If you're rinsing off a bar soap, you're rinsing off. Maybe if you're in a pinch.
Anti-spermal or whatever, that doesn't
Just
count. You
stop
rinse
it,
that
man.
off, you're
Shut
done.
her down.
No, it's
Shut
done.
her down.
You got to wait till the
Check.
next night or later time
Right.
when you can get a
Yeah,
new
go
condom.
to the store.
No,
And
one
be
time
safe.
use, dude.
Yeah, everybody out there.
They used to put them in.
Saves
They used to
lives.
put them in Circle C bathrooms. You can, 75 cents, you can get a condom.
I know. I got one when I was in high school, and it was cut the circuit. It was too small, and it cut the circuit. I thought something went wrong. Yeah, because I was like, "What?
What? They didn't sell
Why?
Magnums in there?
It started, yeah. So it started to go soft on me because it was so tight around. I didn't know, man. I was like, this is like when I first was getting into using them, and I had put it on, and it was so tight, it like started like cut the circulation off, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what's happening. What's going on here? And dude, that thing left a purple ring around there.
get it.
I had to take it off, but yeah. So what do you got? That's all I had on that. I just wanted to hit on that. Moving on.
I lost my train
You're
of thought.
welcome.
Let me see.
Yeah. What do you got
let
it
me
in
see.
your notes?
Oof, I had something in my notes and I forgot what we were going to talk about. It was
were
crazy.
at?
Oh yeah, we were talking about your. I mean, this is completely off the subject of condoms, using them twice and
No, that
passing
was
around
just
to your
something
friend.
we were talking about.
I mean, apparently over there in Fallon, Nevada, you guys pass around freaking razors for the guys to shave their sacks.
Those are
and then
trimmers,
you get
not razors.
trimmers, and you guys pass around
Yeah.
condoms over there. I don't. It's a wild
Not you
west
guys.
over there.
I just know it is. You got to be ready. You coming to Nevada? It's wild west.
But with your snow situation that you were having this week, you guys had a brand new snow
Having a
blower,
bunch.
and I put in my
Yeah.
notes on reading owner's manuals, and you were like, "No, I'm not reading owner's." You just took apart the snow blower. You were like, "Yep, I'm gonna do this," and you just went to
Yeah.
town. No, you were just going after it.
Just winging it. Yep.
Just winging it. Like, do you do that
Yeah, right.
on most of your stuff, or do you do that just on mechanical
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah,
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah.
What about directions? Do you ask anybody
no.
for direct? I mean, I know our phones
Wait,
have
you
so
mean
many.
I'm lost? Oh, direction. I got you. I felt like they're one and the same because so you have two times. You have owner's manuals, which I think tell you how to use something, right?
Right.
And then I think you have directions, which is directing you on how to put the stuff together. So,
Same thing.
Okay. So there is sometimes that I will use them. So like we just got Alexa a new bed frame.
Yeah.
I should say not bed, but bed frame. And so Amber and Tasha had went to IKEA.
Dude,
And
can you
so-
read German?
dude,
Do you know how to read German?
it's like sweet. Yeah, it's like Sweden or
Something,
Swedish
yeah.
or something, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, of course, Alexa helps me with that. She's like, "Oh, I'll do the directions, Dad."
Oh,
And I'm like,
perfect.
okay.
That's
But
the perfect way to do
She
it.
doesn't quite. She's very about it, right? So she's
Okay.
like, "Okay, step one is this," and I'm already past it. I'm like,
Right.
no, step two. She's like, "Well, step one says this." I go, "Let's move on. We're into the next one. I just need like a reference point, like just something. Show me what it looks like in the picture, and I'm moving on." So then we'll get to like step 4, and then I'll go to 6, and she's like, wait, and I'm like, what? She's like, we didn't do 5. I'm like, no, I already did it. Like I already put these screws in or whatever, and she's just like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, next one. And then she's like, well, this is, and I go, no, next, and she's just like, and I'm like, we're moving.
Right.
Like I'm not sitting in here all day waiting to put this. But you know what's funny is it's called a. You should be able to quote me this. It's off of Deadpool.
Okay.
When the blind lady puts together, and he says,
Oh,
"What's he say?"
ew.
He goes.
Oh,
She goes, "I don't
man.
know. I hate IKEA. Why did we ever do it?" She goes, "It's better than what?" She calls it something. Does it start with the N? One of them starts with the N, I think.
Gosh, dude, I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
I thought you would.
Man, I lost it.
What I thought you would have. I thought that you'd come to the on this one because it's like one of your top 5 movies.
I know. Well,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure we talked
it's
about it.
probably in top 3, but okay, go ahead.
Oh, see, well, you shouldn't claim
It's
that
even
now.
worse, right?
So,
I get
anyways,
it.
Renal, something.
Nah.
He's like, anything's better than the.
Yeah, it's beds
to whatever. So this thing was called something of that sort, and I swear it was the one he said was like that. That's the one we should have or not have. I don't know what it was, but it made when she said what it was called, I was like, hey, that's off of Deadpool. So then I was like, oh, I'll have to hit Vinny up about it.
God, you should have given me a warning. I would have told you.
I know, but I didn't have it in my notes on this one until you started talking about it. But most other stuff, no, I don't. So like that one, it's a Husqvarna. I've never even messed with a Husqvarna machine.
I know, but that's the best thing about like YouTube stuff like that. Like I mean, our buddy Jesse that I work with or at the gym, he bought one of those. Backhoes. You know, he bought like a $5,000 backhoe from China. You know, and it was
he bought a little mini X.
Mini X, yeah.
Mini
Thanks.
excavator, yeah.
Thanks, yeah. Mini excavator. It wasn't running good. We couldn't get it to work, but we had to take a whole bunch of stuff apart. We're YouTubing everything, trying to figure it out. Like, and then that's when we had to clean out the carburetor because it was all gelled up. And I get that. Like, that's the first way you go on small engines is, you know, go right to the carburetor, figure it out.
I think is that the same one you called me on?
Yeah, that was the same one I called you on.
Troubleshot it back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. But we ended up finding out there was like gel in there and it had crystallized.
I think, didn't I tell you how to? Well, I told you.
You didn't tell me shit.
It wasn't getting
so
fuel.
Don't even give yourself credit for that.
Oh, he's lying. Don't even. I'm not. But I remember tracing it back, and I told you guys weren't getting fuel.
We weren't getting fuel. Like it would run, but it wouldn't.
Wiring or something.
But see, like it wouldn't run. It wouldn't rev up, and then when you were working on this snowblower, it was doing the same thing. And I was like, I asked you, I was like, hey, you gonna read the owner's manual and find out if there's? And you're like, no, like you didn't even question it. But I mean, I think like when I built my cabinets for my kitchen, you know, because we got those RTA ready to assemble cabinets. They had 4 pictures. There was no instructions. Like you had to do everything off of visual. Like there was no wording, and it was Chinese and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, it took me probably 2 hours to build the very first cabinet that I got. But once I figured it
Mandarin?
out, no, I don't speak Mandarin.
Not yet.
But I mean, once I figured it out, it was kind of like I was able to do a cabinet in like 30 minutes. But instructions and manuals, whatever you want to call it, but I mean, it's once you start doing that kind of stuff, like where you're at in maintenance and all that issues, like you knew right to go to that carburetor situation. Like you're like, this is what I mean. It's the easiest one to go to.
Yeah.
Like,
so I think with the work that I do now has helped me for sure advancing that. But I think to begin like as growing up and kind of working on stuff and getting through, there's certain people that have it. Like there's guys that I know, Sweeney is for sure one of them. He absolutely despises doing any sort of stuff like that. Like to try to figure out electrical or a panel or power or his pump or water, any of that sort of stuff. Like when he starts to get into it and it's something that he just can't like comprehend or doesn't see, like he can't see how it works. So like for like you and I with the experience of we've been around some stuff. So because you got to think, I'm talking about, so when you started trying to do your DIY stuff, you know what I mean? Like you weren't that good at it, right? It was, you were calling me, calling Dad, like, and shortcutting stuff, shortchanging it, or like trying to hurry through it. And it was just because you're not comfortable with doing it. So you're like, all right, I'm just going to do it this way. But now if you were to take and do the same kind of stuff, I feel like in your mind is your mind figures it out more. So like my troubleshooting stuff has gotten way better with doing maintenance, because they send a work order in. I got to show up and see why power's not working, why a panel's out, or why if the GFI's not working, whatever it is. So I feel like now, so just like that, when it comes down to the Husqvarna not working, so you break it down instantly. In my head I'm thinking, okay, well the switch is working to turn it on and off, it's getting fuel because it's starting, it's running. As you adjust the throttle for up and down, it picks up some RPM, so its idle's good, and then as I turn it, it picks up a little RPM. If I turn the choke, it starts to bog it out and die.
Right.
So it's getting fuel, carburetor's working, but there's something not allowing it to hit that max RPM. So that's where I was like, it's got to be in the carburetor, like the needle or whatever is not letting fuel go in when you turn it. So that's where I think with the work, but like owner's manual, no, I ain't about to do it. But I'm not saying I haven't looked at YouTube on some other stuff for sure.
Right. I mean, YouTube's a little quicker, I think, than owner manual. You know, like you can watch a video in 3.5 minutes, and it gives you a little bit more knowledge, like quickly. Like it's so much quicker than reading step 1, step 2, step 3.
Yeah, and you don't even have to watch a full thing. Some of them are getting it's like a 15-minute video, and I'll watch the first 3 minutes. Like, I got it. I'll figure it out the rest of the way.
But like brother Kevin and little Kevin, like when little Kevin starts talking to me about like electrical circuits and you got to make this and that, and I'm like, dude, you lost me. Just tell me what to do, and I'll get it done. Like, tell me what you think I should do, and I'll do that. And I have gotten better, but for the most part, like Dad.
I think there's some people but some people like to make it harder than it is when they're explaining it to you. Like, they try to give you so much knowledge, like, oh, it's all this, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
When they could have just been like, all right, you need a white and a black.
Exactly.
Make the black hot and make the white neutral, and then ground your box out. And you're like, dude, why didn't you say that before? Why are you telling me? Oh, you need a 2-phase hooked to a 20 amp double pole breaker, and you know.
All right, shut up! Like, my head's gonna hurt.
Yeah, but I could have just simply told you the 2 wires into the breaker and have a ground on it, and you're like, oh yeah, I could do that. You know,
right? Exactly. I mean, I do call you on some electrical stuff like that, and you do get to that point where I'm just like, dude, I have a white wire, I have a black wire. You're like, put the white wire in the plus, put the black wire in the negative, and then make sure you hook up another negative coming out of the wall into the outlet. You're good. Done. Dad likes to do. Dad likes to do it.
Like running through my mind.
I understand, but Dad's kind of that same way. It's like measure twice, cut once. You know, it's kind of the same thing on his electrical and stuff like that. And Kevin, little Kevin, sorry, but he'll get into the whole circuit situation, and he's like, it's got to go through this, and it opens and it closes and all this kind of. And I'm like, dude, I just need to know where to put this wire that I have in my hand right now. Do I put it in this one?
I'm sending you a picture. Show me where it's at. All right, hold on one sec, bro.
Yo, no problem.
All right, I gotta mute this.
My other question, I'll
time out.
Are we gonna like edit this part out?
Because they're about to open the garage door and leave.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you want to edit, and then I can ask the question, and by the time the garage door opens and then it closes, we can be all good about that. You can leave it open if you want. I mean, it's not a big deal. So I had on here. No, it was NFL stuff. So where are they going? They're done watching the game? Is it over? Dude, you got to do like this. Do like this. Sean, do like this to him. Be like, I love you. Goodbye. Come on, give him the heart emoji. There you go. There you go. Send off your family with the heart emoji. Or heart. Yeah, I guess that's getting edited. In 3, 2, 1. No, nothing. No. I can't hear you when you edit, when you mute everything. You're just making more work for yourself.
All right, go ahead.
There you go.
Yeah,
well, I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
You said you had an NFL, something football?
Well, I did, but I looked it up while I was watching the game. Like Strauss did that underhand throw, and then the linebacker, or the lineman, knocked it down. So I was like, is that an incomplete pass, or is that a fumble? Because he did it underhand. So I looked it up, and it says any forward motion is considered a forward pass. So I was like, well, that's crap. You know, Because
Well,
I mean,
the
they
same,
watch.
so it's the same thing as when you watch as they're throwing the ball
I get it.
and his arm gets hit. If it stays going in a forward motion, then they call it an incomplete pass. But if you
So
hit
no matter
the
if
hand and it doesn't
Yeah.
go forward, then it's a fumble.
Right.
Right.
So yeah,
that's
I
what
had
we're
that
looking
stuff
at.
on my notes. That was what I had. Owner's manuals and forward pass
Yeah.
situation.
So I think though, like that you've gotten better too at that stuff. I got a story for you. You want to hear a funny story?
I would love to
something
hear a
funny?
funny story.
So I can't say names. This is like, this actually happened, like, to this person, dude. So
All right.
he says he's wearing this like these pajama pants
Okay.
that have a hole in the crotch.
Okay.
Like they're old ones, comfortable, you know. It's kind of like
Yeah.
like when you wear, and when we were talking about underwear, like when they're broken, you're like, oh man, they're still good, but then once your plum's trying to flop out, it's time to get rid of them. So I feel like he's
So
probably
he's
at
wearing
that
pajama
stage.
pants,
I'm
commando
sure,
style.
I'm sure he threw them away after this incident. Yeah. So he's on his chair, and he falls asleep, right? And his old
At
lady
home.
sees at home. He's just chilling at home.
Okay.
So he falls asleep. They're like, quit interrupting my studio, women. Get in the house. Get in the house, Mary. Yeah, we are professionals. So yeah, she got like a little mini fridge for, I don't know, make. Yeah. Well, it's not that they went and picked it up. I guess it's like, I don't know. So she can, because she's doing this makeup, and you're supposed to have it in the fridge, and I don't know, dude. It's girl stuff. That's what the new thing is. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I don't know that we should, but it's like a new thing. Like all this stuff that they're getting, you keep it in the fridge, and so it's like for, I guess, I don't know what it is, dude. That I stay out of it. I'm just like, whatever. So, anyways, the story. He's laying there, falls asleep at his house. Well, apparently one of his nuts pops out of this hole in his pajama pants, right? So his wife has those, what do they call them, the stiletto nails, the pointy ones. I think they call them stilettos. You know how you get your nails done, but then they have that point on them? I think they call it that because of the point, kind of like at your heels. I don't know. So they're the nails that have that you see women wearing all the time that have those pointy nails. They're not flat anymore. They're pointy. So he's got a nut hanging out, and she sees well, she's not. So she sees his nut sticking out of these freaking. So I mean, whatever. So she goes. Yeah, so she takes and pokes him, and then he wakes up and like smacks down there because apparently he thinks something's biting it, and he says he nut shot him, and he's like, it hurt for so long, like for minutes afterwards. Just
Like he hit
oh,
it.
dude,
Like he got his nutsack.
Well,
like
because
he.
you imagine like napping, like you're in that dead sleep nap
Right.
style.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. I
all of a
got
sudden,
you.
the tip of that thing pokes you. He thought he goes, I don't know. He goes, I thought something bit, like I was getting bit.
Like he had a red ant biting his
Yeah.
ball sack.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
boom.
wasp landing
Oh,
on his nuts.
man.
I don't know. I was like, dude, he's all, what the shit? He says to her. She's laughing so hard that she then pees herself. And he's
Oh
like,
my goodness! It's a double whammy.
That's karma. I'm all, that's karma. That gets her. He goes, he was laughing. She was laughing so hard that she couldn't let sound out. You know, like when you get to laughing, like she thought it was absolutely hysterical. Especially for when he went to the hit, when he hit himself and was just like,
Oh my!
yeah. So
I mean, I'm pretty
well,
sure
at least
she
at least
pictured
she
that
peed.
in her head. Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Eye
I'm
for
sure
an eye.
she didn't think.
That's right.
She didn't think he was gonna like hit himself. But yeah, then when he reached up and just like smacked himself in the wiener and just made that grunt noise like all the dudes made, she lost it. So yeah, so that was the nut story. I was like, dude, I gotta get Vinny about that.
No, I've never had that situation. I do fall asleep, and sometimes I'll, have some type of dream or whatever that kind of jolts me out of my sleep. But other than that, I've never had.
Right, you twitch. Tasha will twitch.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh, like that one was so hard it woke me up. That's what she'll say. It woke myself back up. And dude, it's because we've talked about it. Like, because she'll be like, oh, let's watch a movie, and I'll find one that I want to watch because I know she'll be asleep in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then she'll be laying, and all of a sudden she's all, and she'll make like a noise, and I'm just like, what the? You all right? And she's like, oh gosh, why do I do that? I'm like,
see, Emily has never done that to me, but I do it to myself. I do that. I do that quite a bit. I do that a lot.
No, I do not. I don't know what you guys are thinking of. What's going on in your brains?
I don't know.
On Step Brother, when she goes to wake him up after they did the night walking or sleepwalking.
Okay.
Remember, they trashed the house, and she comes up there, and they got mustard and Oreos and everything on there, and they're all saying stuff.
Right.
And she's like, "What do you guys dream about?" That's what I don't know what Tasha dreams about, but I got it. You got something else, or I got one more question for you before we close it out. Okay, so how do you want to be buried? That was one I was talking about. Okay, in the dirt. I guess you got to be buried that way. But would you do do you want to be buried in a plot or cremated and spread out, your ashes spread somewhere? No, so you want to be like people come up and see you laying in a coffin in your hunting gear or a suit. What do you want to be buried in? How's that? Well, you're getting old, bro. You need to start knowing about if you're plot. So I guess let's think this. Do you have life insurance? What? So, oh, okay. Jeez, I didn't know you were immortal. So, okay, well that's the thing. I just didn't know, because people have life insurance so that you're not because it seems like funerals are expensive from everything that I've heard. And so, I didn't know. I was going to ask you if you had life insurance for that reason. So if or when you die, you leave money for the people that take care of your stuff, or if you, I guess if you don't. Oh, see, I guess if you don't, I'm putting you in a pine box, whatever's cheap. I'll start the fire. I guess I'll cremate you too. I don't know if I can get one hot enough. They got to run a kiln for that, but I'll build you a kiln and burn you in it. I'm still alive. Oh, no. So okay, because I told you about the remember when we talked about on some episode ago where they ran that thing through their nose. They ran that rod through their nose to make sure they were dead before they would mummify them, and I think it was the pirates or somebody. They did it before they threw them off the boat or something because they want to make sure they were dead. Yeah, make sure they didn't shoot up and be like, what the? All right, so you want to what do you want to be buried in? Oh yeah, I'm saying now they know your heart stopped clearly. So embalm you. Oh. Well, there goes Vinny again, so let's see if we can get him back. His internet's ass. Yeah, so listeners, I mean, not as in a depressing thing, because we all do, it's 100% guaranteed that we will die. But if you guys want to comment in, just let us know, like, what would you wear? I mean, would you wear a pimped out suit? Something nice? Would you want to be buried in hunting stuff? Bathing suit. I don't know. Whatever you're. Oh, hey. I was just talking to the fans.
What
I was just talking to them
talking
about
to the
you.
fans about my bathing
Your
suit?
shitty ass internet.
Yeah,
No,
I
said
want to be buried
So
in
what would you want to be buried in?
a Speedo.
Oh, the echo.
I'm sorry.
The
I don't
echo.
know.
Oh, well, we're finishing.
Dude,
up.
Utah
Go with
internet is the shit. Okay? I don't even
Apparently
know
we
what to
talked
tell you.
about it.
Like, we can talk about this from
It's garbage.
episode 1 to episode 47, but in
Yeah.
Richfield, Utah, we have crappy internet, and I'm sick of it.
So if you're ever thinking about doing an internet company, go to Richfield because you can knock it out of the park if you can get some fast internet.
If you can get some fiber optics or something like that
Yeah.
and get it to everybody's house, you'd make a chunk load of money.
All right, let's go. What would you wear?
I just wear a regular suit, just
Okay.
nothing expensive, just regular suit, just be there, whatever.
You want your coffin super pimped out?
No, just plain Jane.
Oh.
I don't need any. I mean, you're in the ground. Nobody's gonna see the coffin. Like,
Well, you're already
it's,
dead now. But
Right,
you want
it's-
people. So you want people to come up and look at you?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I don't go to funerals. I'm an anti-funeral guy. I'll pay my
Yeah.
respects. Otherwise, I don't like going. I don't like the feeling that's there. They say it's like celebration of life or whatever. I don't like that feeling. I don't like people being sad and crying and like walking up and looking like I want to remember you. I'm not going to look at you if you're up there at the funeral. I'll go.
Yeah, you will. You're gonna kiss me on
But
the
I'm
forehead.
not walking up there.
Yes,
No.
you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
Not
are.
doing it. No, I'm not.
I would for you.
That's fine. That's your thing. I want to remember you for like when we were out hunting or having a good time or like just like this in a podcast, whatever. Like we're you and I, like
Right.
we're going hunting here in a couple weekends. Like that's what I want to remember. Not walk up, see you in a cheap suit, pasty white, dead. I wouldn't want to see you in an expensive suit. I don't need to tell you that there. They're good. I thank you for that. But I'll probably be cremated, so you can just take my ashes out coyote hunting with you and just sprinkle them around. What you can do? There you go. Do that. You could do that. Just have a little vial. Yeah, just hanging on your necklace. Be like, let's do this, bro. Yeah, whatever. It's fine by me. I'm down with that. But yeah, I don't want to be that. First, I'm gonna have them. Okay. I'll do that for sure. It's on the solution. Just a finger, dude. Your pinky finger. They're like, what is that? I'm all, that's Vinny's pinky finger, dude. The middle finger. Dude. Whichever finger you want to give me. Thumbs up, whatever, dude. I'm down. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, I don't like funerals. Even funerals here, like when we've had like firemen and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just a thing. I don't like to go to them. I do. I'll say a prayer for you, and I respect it, and I love you, and that kind of stuff. But I don't need to walk up and look into a casket with your body in there. I feel like there's nothing there. Like it's not a closure thing for me or whatever it may be. I'm sure it's for all people. Like I feel like it can help you however it helps you. Jeez, we lost him again. We're gonna shut this episode down. So, all right, we got to get off the funeral talk. We kind of made it fun too, but it's serious. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you're moving on. You're going to heaven. If you're good, believe in Jesus, let's go to heaven and do your thing there, and be back to be out of this world and pain free, I guess, when it comes down to it. Yeah, so comment in if you want to let me know you're wearing a suit or something or doing something fancy. But we're about to shut this down. Get Vinny back on here.
I think everybody's logging on to Peacock. They're logging on to Peacock so they can watch the Chiefs game.
Yeah. All right, bro.
It's
I love
so
you,
bad
brother.
here. I love you
I
too.
love you.
I'm sorry.
And
I hope you
we'll,
edit this thing out the best you
yeah,
can.
it just made good thing we're doing it on Saturday because now I got to edit the shit out of this thing. It's gonna take me forever. Because now we got to first the women going and getting the mini fridge, and your internet cutting in and out 7 times. We got it done. So all right, good luck.
Are we gonna have a guest on next week? You think? Maybe? Possibly?
Yeah, I'll try to bring. I should try to bring a Leon because she'll be back from Wadapalooza.
Yes.
She's in Miami right now competing.
Let's see what she's doing.
So let me see if I can talk to her and get her over here, and then we'll start pumping it out.
All right, sounds good.
If she says yes for next Saturday, then we'll start bumping out on social media, all the stuff about her, and have her.
Or just log on and listen to it and find out if she came on at all.
Yeah. No, we want to hype her up, and she can put it out.
We'll hype her up, but.
Oh yeah. All right, bro.
Sorry, man. I don't know what's wrong with this internet. Love you, bud. Peace.
Peace.